the Oklahoma Sooners. They will now have to replace Buddy Hield, Isaiah Cousins, Ryan Spangler in the group with just one easy game, if you will, one primetime setting game against Northwestern State, the Demons that finished 8-20, because the Sooners will for sure have to play Tulane, that went 12 and that went 12, also a Division I team that finished 12-22, 15-17 for Arizona State, and a team that last year won in Oklahoma City in the first round, and finished, by the way, 23-13 Northern Iowa. The other half of the Tires Invitational Classic, Clemson 17-14, Davidson 20-13, and Xavier 23-13, and of course Missouri. All right, guys, we'll preview all that coming up next. Don't go away. Alright guys, welcome back to the show. My name's Harry James. The Oklahoma Sooners will first have to play the Northwestern State Demons. Finished 8-20 last year, 5-13 in the Southland Conference, lost to New Orleans in a 97-86 final with no postseason appearance. Their head coach is Mike McCaffrey, a Louisiana Tech grad from 1997, and has been at Northwestern State since 2011. Leading returning scorers for Northwestern State, Zeke Woody, number 23, Zeke Woody, and number 21, Sabari Thompson. Number 23, Zeke Woody, first of all. He averages 12.23 points per ball game, while averaging 5.18 rebounds per ball game and 1.56 assists per ball game for the Demons. While Sabari Thompson averages 12.64 points per ball game, 3.25 rebounds per ball game, and 2.21 assists per ball game for the Demons. Now the Oklahoma Sooners will now have to go to the Tires Pro Invitational Classic. This was supposed to be the one played in Puerto Rico. Oklahoma State's played in this a couple of times, but because of the Zika virus and a couple of the things there, they called that off and they moved it to Orlando. Still though, with 8 teams each time around. We will now go over all the teams. First of all, we'll go over Oklahoma's half of the bracket, because these are teams that you could very well see if you're in Orlando and watching Oklahoma. Like, the B bracket includes the Tulane Green Wave from the American Conference, finishing 12-22, 13-15 last year, lost to Memphis in the American Conference semifinals. Their head coach is Mike Dunleavy, a South Carolina grad from 1976. Of course, hasn't spent a lot of college time. In fact, this is his first ever college job. But that doesn't mean that he hasn't had any basketball jobs. From 1990 to 1992, he was with the Lakers. From 92 to 96, he was with the Bucks. 97 to 2001, he was with the Portland Trail Blazers. From 03 to 2010, he was back in Los Angeles, but this time with the Clips. And now he is at Tulane. from 2016 to present. The leading returning scorers for Tulane, Kevin Payer, and number 1, Terrence Phillips. We'll start with number 24, Kevin Payer. Payer averages 11.45 points per ball game, while averaging 4.65 points per rebounds per ball game, and 0.42 assists per ball game for the Wave. While they also have number 1, Terrence Phillips, who averages 7.84 points per ball game, 4.19 rebounds per ball game, and 3.45 assists per ball game for the Green Wave. That's the for sure opponent. The two optional opponents, one of two teams, Arizona State, the Sun Devils, 15-17, 13-15 in Pac-12 play, lost to Oregon State 75-66 in the Pac-12 Conference Championship opening round. Their head coach is Bobby Hurley, a 1993 graduate from the Blue Devils, and not his first time around, because from 2013 and 2014, he was with the University of Buffalo out in New York. In 2015 to present, he's been at Arizona State. Leading returning scorers for the Sun Devils. Number 0, Traw Holder has the demon, as does number 5, Obina Olika. Now, number 0, Trey Holder first, averages 14.19 points per ball game last year, while averaging 3.50 rebounds per ball game and 3.66 assists per ball game for Arizona State. While Obina Olika averages 9.63 points per ball game, 6.04 rebounds per ball game, and 0.69 assists per ball game for the Sun Devils. Now, the Oklahoma Sooners could also face UNI Northern Iowa. Of course, Sooner fans remember this specifically. This is the team that knocked Texas out of the NCAA tournament on Friday night of the first round of the NCAA tournament in Oklahoma City. And that finished Northern Iowa's record at 23-13, 11-7 in the Missouri Valley Conference. Lost that Sunday to Texas A&M, 92-88 in the second round of the NC2A tournament in Oklahoma City, by the way. Their head coach is Ben Johnson out of North Dakota. Graduated from there in 1993 and has been the head coach at Northern Iowa since 2006. So as I said, this team did get to the second round. They beat Texas, and they had A&M on the ropes in Oklahoma City. So with all that being said, all that being done, who do those guys have coming back? Well, they have two of them coming back, or at least the top two leading scorers coming back. Number 20, Jeremy Morgan, and number 23, Benneth Coach. We'll start with number 20, Jeremy Morgan, who averages 14.19 points per ball game, while averages 3.50 rebounds per ball game and 3.66 assists per ball game for the Northern Iowa team. They also have Bennett Coach, who averages 7.64 points per ball game, 3.58 rebounds per ball game, and 0.44 assists per ball game for for Northern Iowa. I'm sorry. Oklahoma, speaking of Oklahoma, that's the final team in this half of the bracket. 29-8, 12-6 in Big 12 play. Lost to Villanova, 95-51. In the Final Four game, their head coach is Lon Kruger, a 1974 grad from Kansas State. He's moved around a lot. He got his start in Division II at Texas Pan American from 1982 to 85. 86 to 89, he was at Kansas State, his alma mater, before 90 to 95 going to the University of Florida. 96 to 99, he got Illinois back on track, or kept Illinois on track, before heading to Las Vegas, University of Las Vegas to Nevada, from 04 to 2010, and then is now at Oklahoma from 2011 to present. Scoring leaders. Returning Jordan Woodard. Number 10, Jordan Woodard. And Kadeem Lattin. Kadeem Lattin, the other returning scorer. We'll start with number 10, Jordan Woodard, who averages right at 13 points per ball game. 13.00. 3.00 rebounds per ball game, and 2.03 assists per ball game for, you guessed it, Oklahoma. Now, the other leading returning scorer would be, you guessed it, Kadeem Lattin, who averages 5.57 points per ball game, 5.30 rebounds per ball game, and 0.62 assists per ball game for Oklahoma. Now, of course, the reason why those numbers are a little down as far as points, rebounds, and assists, a lot of them went to Ryan Spangler and Woodard and Isaiah. So he didn't have a lot of chances. But he did have a couple of chances. Like, remember the West Virginia game in Norman? The A half of the bracket is pretty deep. And they include Clemson, who finished 17-14, 13-15 in league play. Lost to Georgia Tech in the ACC second round, 76-54. Their head coach is Brad Brownell out of DePaul, graduated from there in 1991. He was at UNC Wilmington from 02 to 05. 06 to 09, he was at Wright State. And 2010 to present, he's at Clemson. The leading returning scorers for Clemson, both in double figures, Jerron Blumengame, and number 15, Deontay Grantham. Now, 5, Jerron Blumengame averages 18.71 points per ball game. Well, last year, averaged 6.68 rebounds per ball game and 1.52 rebounds or assists per ball game for the Tigers. Well, Deontay Grantham finished with 10.19 points per ball game, 4.07 rebounds per ball game, and 2.32 assists per ball game for, you guessed it, the Tigers. Davidson finished pretty well, 23-13, 10-8 in the Atlantic 10 play. Lost in the second round of the NIT, men's version of the NIT, 84-74 to Florida State Seminoles. Their head coach is Bob McKillop. He was a Hotspur grad from 1972, and since 1989 has spent all of his time as a Davidson Wildcat. The Cats to watch out for, number 12, Jack Gibbs, and number 4, Peyton Aldridge. We'll start with number 12, Peyton Gibbs, who averages 23.48 points per ball game, 4.13 rebounds per ball game, and a .52 assists per ball game for the Wildcats. While Peyton Aldridge averages 15.52 points per ball game, 6.52 rebounds per ball game, and 2.42 assists per ball game for the Wildcats. The Xavier Musketeers are also on the other side of the bracket. The Musketeers are 23-13 last year, 11-7 in Big East play. Lost to Wisconsin, 66-63 in the NCAA tournament last year. Chris Mack is their coach. He is an Xavier grad from 1993 and has been at Xavier since 2009. The leading Musketeers, Trevon Blewett, and number 4, Edmund Sumner. Trevon Blewett averages 15.06 points per ball game, while averaging 6.15 rebounds per ball game and 2.18 assists per ball game for Xavier. Well, number 4, Edmund Sumner averages 11.00 points per ball game, 3.58 rebounds per ball game, and 0.44 assists per ball game for the University of Xavier. The final team in this bracket, Missouri, lost to Florida 95-51 in regular season play. No postseason action for the Missouri Tigers, and their head coach is Kim Anderson, 77 grad from Missouri. He spent 2002 to 2013 at Central Missouri. 2014 to present, he's all at Missouri. Now, Missouri's had some issues. They've had some trouble. So they're trying to figure some things out, put the thumb down on it. So there's not a lot known about this team right now. But, maybe they can shock the world here a little bit. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. You can find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at Sooner_fan_OK. Thanks for watching, everybody, and Boomer Sooner.